Let me bring it back up. I think we're good. Yeah, we can move on. We can move on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
What use is a vault hunter? What use is a killer? A brute. A rule-breaking, loot-taking, running and gunning
That's a
natural
giant,
disaster.
like, what is that?
You are,
One,
in a word,
I love
mayhem.
this trailer so far. Like, the graphics
take
of it.
that personally.
Who is this dude? So I am definitely late. Sorry about that. Also, let me know if you guys can hear fine. Now, Kitty, you actually get a cat. You get a killer cat. Akira? They did the Akira slide.
Violators will be shot on sight.
What is this? Was that a dragon? It looked like it. What was that? What was that at the end?
Heyo!
All
I'm
right,
Randy
now,
Pitchford,
video
founder
volume
of
good,
Gearbox
good. All right,
Entertainment.
cool.
Today,
Now I
we're
can
giving
enjoy
you our
this.
deepest look yet at Borderlands 4. All the excitement, loot, and gnarly carnage all running on PlayStation 5 Pro.
Since creating the looter-shooter genre nearly 16 years ago, we've continued to refine the formula, delivering better loot, greater freedom, and endless mayhem. And with Borderlands 4, we've pushed things even further.
This is hands down our best Borderlands ever. All new movement, abilities, bigger and
grapples?
badder enemies, and a
What
brand
is
new
that?
planet. All in service of making you feel like a total badass.
It's the perfect entry point for new players, with incredible new places and a great story. And for our longtime Borderlands fans, we're throwing back to our more grounded tone, while pushing gameplay ahead further than ever before. This is the culmination of years of hard work from my teammates across the Gearbox studios. So enough talk, let's get it. This is Borderlands 4.
All right, real quick. Hydrag, you say, wait, they created the looter shooter? Technically, no. But they are the one that basically pioneered the entire looter shooter genre. The first game to actually have loot in it and be a looter shooter was called Hellgate 2 London. Now, it didn't have like a good grasp on what it was doing, so it tried it, but it didn't really pan out all that well for them. But Borderlands came along like maybe a year or two later, and they basically jump-started the entire genre of looter shooters. So it is because of Borderlands that tons of games incorporate tons and tons of loot in their games, and games that just drop loot. So technically, Borderlands is the, I want to say, granddaddy of looter shooters as we know them today. Because without Borderlands, people wouldn't have a concept of loot the way it's done now. So yeah, I would give some credit to Warframe, but it seems so. But my thing is, Warframe didn't come out until a later. Warframe didn't come out until after Borderlands. Borderlands came first. But let's go. What are these enemies and creatures? What was that?
Borderlands is an unforgiving sci-fi universe where life is cheap and guns are plentiful. You play as a vault hunter, a badass mercenary with powerful abilities called action skills.
Okay, the character
Today I'm
models.
playing as Vex, our new siren.
Vex?
She wields supernatural phase energy to devastating effect.
Huh?
She can use that energy to empower herself, or channel it to conjure deadly minions that fight alongside her.
What is she, a
And because
vampire?
everything's better in co-op, I'm joining as Rafa, a former
Okay,
T-Nor
so the
soldier who
siren's
wears an
name is
experimental
Vex.
exosuit. He can digistruct an arsenal of weapons, like the razor-sharp arc knives.
Yeah,
These
Jill,
are
I
two
think
of
I
our
found
4
your
new
favorite
Vault
character.
Hunters that you can play at launch.
Borderlands
Wait,
4
what did you
takes
say?
place on Kairos. an
Play at
all
launch.
new
Hold on,
planet
are you
steep-
insinuating we're gonna get more characters?
Borderlands 4
Two of our 4 new Vault Hunters that you can play at launch.
Are they insinuating we're gonna get more characters?
These are 2 of our 4 new Vault Hunters that you can play at launch.
So Vex and Rafa.
Borderlands 4 takes place on Kairos, an all-new planet steeped in conflict. For thousands of years, the Timekeeper kept the planet hidden, controlling its inhabitants with bolts, cybernetic implants fused to their spines. Anyone who stepped out of line was brutally crushed by his army of synthetic soldiers known as the
Are
Order.
Vault Hunters in cutscenes now?
That is until
Since
6 years
when?
ago when Elpis showed up. This rogue moon was teleported away from Pandora at the end of Borderlands 3 by the legendary Vault Hunter Lilith. When it reappeared across the galaxy, it crashed into the protective veil around Kairos. The results were devastating. A planet-wide cataclysmic event that disrupted the Timekeeper's perfect order.
Now people all across Kairos have started rising up, some even ripping out their bolts, and chunks of their brain along with it.
Here it comes!
That's the situation our Vault Hunters have crash-landed into. A planet ready to explode, and you're the spark.
Ooh, I like her.
As you explore,
Who
you'll
is
meet
that?
a cast of incredible characters. Fan favorites return, like
that
Zane
Amara?
and Moxie.
Moxie? Zane?
You'll also meet new friends like Rush.
Rush?
And as always, Claptrap is
Claptrap's
along
back.
for the ride.
Last but not least is Echo 4. This helpful drone follows you everywhere, hacking order tech, scanning the environment,
What?
and helping guide you to objectives.
What? We get
But
like our
enough of all
own
that.
personal bot?
Let's get into the game.
No. Oh, we're analyzing this. We're gonna analyze this.
Thanks to our improved
that
lobby
how it
system,
works?
it's easier than ever to join up with your friends on the fly. And with full crossplay at launch, you can play with your friends on any platform.
Full crossplay at launch. Borderlands 3
Today,
didn't get
we're
that until
venturing
like
into
maybe
Terminus
a
Range,
couple months
a
later.
frigid, mountainous region.
This is just one of the 4
God,
zones
Jill,
on
I
Kairos
think
that you can
Rafa's gonna be the
seamlessly
person for you.
explore.
He's got dual blades.
There's next to no loading
He's
time,
got dual
just
blades.
endless looting and shooting mayhem.
For our current mission, we need to break into a secret black site located deep in the mountains. One of the Timekeeper's generals, Vile Lichter, has been conducting grotesque experiments on locals. It's up to us to stop him.
All right, let's get moving. Here I'm using Glide, one of our new movement abilities.
Okay, gliding.
Along with dash, double jump, climbing, and point grapple, these
You
make
can
getting
climb,
around more fun
like
and add a
just
ton of
climb up
utility to
sheer
combat.
sheer cliff faces now.
As you traverse, you'll uncover a vast and beautiful world. And to bring Kairos to life, we've introduced dynamic weather and events, so you constantly have new things to discover.
There's
Oh,
also plenty of local
nice.
wildlife to contend with, like these Kratch, flying beasts who attack in flocks.
It immediately dropped a gun.
Here we've come across a silo,
No,
one of
pick up the
several
gun.
new activities in Borderlands 4.
You'll naturally discover short gameplay experiences like this all across Kairos. There's no
apparently
need to
we
pick
need
up a
to-
mission first. These are auto-granted and tracked on your HUD.
Silos
Hold on,
house
it says we
old,
gotta meet up with
decommissioned
Amara.
order tech that you can hijack for the Crimson Resistance.
With the help of Echo 4, we'll hack into their network and release the communications balloon.
Look, I'm gonna say this. When I turn in my original Switch in order to get Donkey Kong, the remaining money that I have on from turning in my Switch is going towards Borderlands 4. All right, bruh.
Now that we're in charge, we can fast travel to the silo. And as a bonus, it's revealed the approximate location of a vault key fragment. We can collect these fragments to unlock a hidden vault, a high-level dungeon with challenging combat and serious loot.
What? Vaults are now dungeons?
Let's get after it.
In Borderlands 3, there used to be one of the end locations you need to go to, end locations after defeating a boss. But you mean to tell me they're full-on raids now?
Another nice thing about silos is you can zip line up and take off.
There is so much
And if that's
freedom
not
with
fast enough for
traversal.
you can always pull out your personal vehicle, the Digirunner. Just hop on, hit boost, and get rolling.
You can pull out your
customize the
vehicle at
body,
any
paint
time!
job, and even how it handles.
And
No
because
more
this is
catch a
Borderlands,
ride.
you best believe it has guns.
As you traverse, you'll encounter a host of dynamic events. From order patrols to world bosses, there's always something to shoot and loot.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. I like the way the UI looks. It's not intrusive. It's not over-cumbersome. It's not
All right,
cumbersome.
we're coming up on an order outpost. Let's see the new movement abilities in action.
Show me what she can do. What?
Chaining our new traversal
Leaking.
abilities together
Leaking
makes
is a
combat more
status
dynamic
effect?
than ever. You can dash in and out of melee attacks, dodge projectiles, or quickly reposition to gain an advantage.
Ooh. I like the way all the enemies look. Now, if you want my full attention, show me a skill tree. Yeah, Luna's never gonna be able to watch me play this. He's never gonna be able to watch me play this.
Now I know that there's a vault fragment around here somewhere, but we've got a mission to get back to. Let's pull out Echo 4 to show us where to go.
The vaults tell you what rewards you can get from it.
We're meeting
Dedicated
up with none
drops?
other than the Tigra Partali
Dedicated
herself,
drops?
Amara. She's a former vault hunter and exotic pet sitter from Borderlands 3. She came to Kairos in search of Lilith and is now helping us take down the Timekeeper.
Don't you whine at me, Hermes. We'll play in a moment, huh? Ugh, you agree to pet sit for a few weeks, and the next thing you know, you're having full conversations with animals.
You don't use security like that unless you've got something to hide. This must be the path to the black side.
Agreed. But if Lilith is on the other side, I don't mind some property destruction.
Ooh, your specialty. Please, be my
Ooh.
guest.
Amara looks good. She looks good with longer hair.
Come, let's throw some light on this black site of his.
Amara looks good.
This place is crawling with creeps. Clear them out.
Co-op has always been at the heart of Borderlands, and we've put a ton of work into making it better than ever. Our
What is
improved lobby
that?
is just the
What
start.
is that?
You can also set your own campaign difficulty independently of the rest of the party. This way, everyone can tune the experience to their liking.
And you don't have
What
to
do
worry
you
about loot
mean?
ninjas stealing your drops, as loot is always instanced for each player. Plus, if you ever get split up, you can easily fast travel to your friends.
And two-player split screen returns so you can enjoy couch co-op. Regardless of how you play, we just want you to be able to hang with your buddies and have a great time.
What?
What the hell is that?
Y'all see her just sprout wings and then throw like this orb out?
Everyone else heard the talking creep, right?
Tim feels like the product of Lictor's twisted mind. Another of his experiments. If he's doing this to creeps, I shudder to think what he's doing to Lilith. We need to get inside. That air
Oh,
vent.
Lilith is
Let's
here.
check it out. Hermes is really creeped out in here. Not me, obviously. Hermes.
Now that we're in the black site, let's take a moment to talk about loot.
Ooh,
In
that's how
Borderlands
your
4,
inventory
each piece
looks?
of gear comes from one of 8 manufacturers with their own characteristics
Malawan,
and trademarks.
Ripper,
There's
Order.
Jacobs, with crit-friendly
Jacobs! I
black powder
love
weapons.
Jacobs.
The elemental expertise of Maliwan.
Malawan,
Vladoff, who saw
Vladoff.
lower accuracy with more bullets. The toss to reload Tedior. Or
Torg,
Torg with explosions. We also have 3 new ones. The Order, with powerful charge and release blast.
Order guns,
Fully auto rippers.
Ripper
And the
guns,
reliable, easy-to-use Daedalus, which can use multiple ammo types.
Daedalus
But
guns?
that's just the start. We've introduced an all-new licensed parts system. This allows for behaviors and abilities from multiple manufacturers to spawn in a single weapon. For instance, this flat-off
What?
assault rifle features a Torg mag, Hyperion shield, and a Maliwan elemental switch. Meaning it
What?
shoots fast and explodes things. The higher the rarity, the more parts that can randomly spawn, creating wilder and wilder loot.
And that's before even getting into alt-fire modes, underbarrels, and elemental damage.
The possibilities are truly endless.
What?
To support playing with your favorite manufacturer, we've added enhancements. This new type of gear replaces artifacts and provides bonuses to specific manufacturers.
What?
Take my current enhancement. It adds a kill bonus to all guns with Daedalus parts, along with more reload speed and critical damage.
Oh no!
This lets
Oh,
you
no.
min-max your build around your favorite manufacturer, immediately turning just okay guns into amazing weapons.
No, they're gonna get
Finally,
me
We've heard your
minimaxing.
feedback, and we've overhauled our drop rates and loot across the game.
They
We've worked hard to
listen!
make sure all our gear feels better than ever, while also making rarity matter again. This makes for our most satisfying loot chase ever.
This
And at the
is
top
what
of
people
everything
were
are legendaries.
complaining about in
These
Borderlands
have
3.
always had unique
that
effects that you
legendaries
won't
drop
find
way
on
too
any other
often.
piece of gear. But in Borderlands 3, they drop too often. This not only
Yep.
devalued legendaries, it made everything feel less valuable. In our new system, not only do all guns feel great, but now legendaries will truly be special events. We've added the magic back to our loot chase, and we know you'll love grinding all that great gear on Kairos.
But let's get back to combat so I can show you my favorite thing, Ordnance. This is the new gear slot for grenades and heavy weapons like rocket launchers.
You mean we get heavy guns as a
Instead of taking up a
separate
gun slot and
option?
ammo, Ordnance now has cooldown timers. No more saving the big guns for boss fights. Now you can blow stuff up as often as you want.
What is that ability? What is she doing? And she leveled up. Show me that
Before we
skill
go
tree.
further, let's talk
Show
a little
me.
bit about action skills.
Show me the skill tree.
Every Vault Hunter has a set of 3 unique action skills. These are class-defining abilities with devastating
What?
effects. Up until now, I'd been using Incarnate to deliver powerful phase blasts. But let's
Oh,
switch
we're
it up
gonna
to Phase
analyze
Familiar
all of
and pull
this.
out Trouble. As you can see, each action skill has its own branching skill tree, giving you more build freedom than ever before. On top of passive skills, you can further customize action skills with augments and capstones. These are socketed enhancements that add new behaviors and functions to your action skill.
Different builds completely change how combat plays out, resulting in near endless freedom to experiment. You can swap unlock augments or capstones on the fly, or completely respec your skill trees at hubs around Kairos.
This gives us a chance to talk about traits. Each Vault Hunter has a unique passive ability called a trait.
What?
For Vex, her
Vex
action
is
skills
attuned
attune
to
to the element of her equipped weapon. So by swapping guns, I can change Trouble's damage from kinetic to shock, fire, or any other elemental type.
It's in
And
real
also,
time?
you can pet the cat.
Dead end. Or is it? Let's see where
The
this vent takes
elements
us.
change in real time?
God. Are those test tubes?
No. No, this is a good year. This is a good year. I'm gonna have so much fun with this. Y'all better get ready, because there's gonna be a Borderlands 4 session. There's gonna be a Borderlands 4 series.
I'm down. But thankfully, our fight for your life mechanic makes a return. Of course, I could have avoided it in the first place if I had just used my ref kit. This new piece of gear provides health and other buffs, like temporarily boosting my elemental damage, rate of fire, or movement speed.
Not only do you get heals, but you get heals that give you buffs?
I'm almost afraid to ask what's in the tube.
Oh, look at these guys. Are those crystals growing out of them?
By the way, if you're looking to experience the story again or just grind for loot, we've added full mission and boss replay. That's right, no more save loading to run bosses. Now you can return to the arena and use Moxie's big encore machine to spawn another run.
But we'll talk more about endgame later. For now, let's jump ahead and show you something truly badass.
You can farm bosses.
In Borderlands 4, our bosses are bigger and better than ever, putting all your new skills, gear, and abilities to the ultimate test.
Whoa, spoilers. That's enough of that for now. But we look forward to showing you much more this June at our first hands-on gameplay event.
And from everyone at Gearbox, thank you for joining us.
It's like Death Trap skill when he could become that element. But here's the thing though, you would have to end Death Trap's duration in order to change. It would be predicated on whichever element Death Trap has when he spawns in. Not you spawn him in and you can change his element on the fly. On the fly though? Death Trap didn't have that. Okay, I fully caught up. Okay, we need to find the full deep dive video. We need to find a full deep dive video. What you mean? I am so glad that they paid attention to the feedback on the fact that Borderlands 3's drop rates were so incredibly repetitive. I wouldn't say repetitive, but it was easy to get legendaries.
I'm Randy Pitchford, founder of Gearbox Entertainment.
I suddenly can't hear anything. I can't hear anything. Hold on. I can't hear anything.
Today, we're giving you...
There it is. Yeah, my headphones went out for a quick second. Okay, first things first. Just the overall, like, look at Vex. We have her name. Vex. She looks amazing. People were complaining, saying, like, the characters look generic, but that was, like, the first trailer. And looking at her here, she looks great. She looks amazing. I'm definitely playing Vex. All right, I play Sirens in every single Borderlands game. Vex looks amazing.
She wields supernatural phase energy to devastating effect.
What you mean she can send out shockwaves that can make people explode? What you mean she's half Black Canary, half Banshee? What you mean? But no, we need to fast forward. First, let's look at this. This is what the main menu looks like. And just easy drop in, drop out? No, this looks good. Everything looks good. It looks good. Hold on, let's fast forward. I wanna look at like the UI. I wanna look at the UI for the characters. Like for the weapons.
Loot.
Alright, so this is the UI for your inventory. This looks cool. What is that? 4 rewards? What is that? I got so many questions. But that's how your wheel looks now. Now, in Borderlands 3, you weren't able to... Originally, you were able to use the directional buttons to select the weapons that you put in a specific slot. So that way you can easily switch over to the gun you need the most, rather than in Borderlands 3, where you would have to hit triangle over and over again, at least on on PlayStation, to switch between guns. And that could get monotonous and also be a bit of a disadvantage. I hope they bring it back to where we press the directional buttons in order to select our weapons, or give us a weapon wheel, or at least give us like a shoulder button we can hold to immediately switch to our weapons that we need, because that would definitely go a long way. But here we got missions, we got map, we got inventory, we got skills, we got SDU. SDU is used to increase the size of your gun's capacity, increase the size of your backpack capacity, grenade capacity, and so forth. But the fact that it has a separate tab all on its own, I have many questions.
In Borderlands 4, each piece of gear comes from...
Now, I'm looking at this. This is a dataless weapon called Fang. Dataless. Secondary fire consumes pistol ammo. And you can inspect it. It lets you know the rarity of it. Its DPS. But the thing that got me... Ooh, hold on. Submachine gun weapon, Occulted Sinistry. So it has 94 fire damage, 11% chance. Torg licensed sticky mag fires sticky gyro jets that explode on reload or when switching modes, which increases explosion damage by 3% each. It has a TDR licensed accessory, so it also gains shooting legs. Thrown weapon has legs and shoots enemies until out of ammo, and it's also part Malawan, where it can switch between corrosive and incendiary. So the thing that got me is the fact that they said that weapons, while they can have their own specific gun families, they can also drop with different gun family parts. Like he said, it can be part Jacob, it can be part Torg, it can be part Vladov, it can be part Malawan, it can be part Tedior. The combinations that one can find for these guns for this game is already. This is already massively diversified guns now. Because it's no longer, oh, you get a Jacob's gun, now you better hope that all the Jacob's parts are a god roll for that gun. Now, it's going to be like, can we get a god roll for all of these different gun families attached to this one particular gun now? Farming for that one specific type of loot that you want has become even grander now.
Manufacturers with their own characteristics and trademarks.
And this is a Ripper shotgun. Weapon charges before firing in full auto mode. And that is an order gun. Order. Weapon can charge up to fire multiple rounds at once. Recited Dilemma.
There's Jacobs, with crit-friendly black powder weapons. The elemental expertise of Maliwan. Vladov, who solve lower accuracy with more bullets. The toss to reload Tedior. Or Torg with explosions! We also have 3 new ones. The Order with powerful charge and release blast, fully auto rippers, and the reliable, easy-to-use Daedalus, which can use multiple ammo types.
But that's just the start. We've introduced an all-new licensed parts system. This allows for behaviors and abilities from multiple manufacturers to spawn in a single weapon.
That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Guns can now have parts from other different manufacturers. So imagine a legendary that has different parts. Also, like I said, I am so glad that they listened to feedback for the game where they said, we know that we messed up. They essentially said, we know we messed up when we made it so that legendaries dropped way too often in Borderlands to the point where you would be swimming in legendaries. I could boot up Borderlands right now and we could run an arena mission on the highest difficulty where loot can drop even more, and you could wind up seeing tons and tons of legendaries just dropping all the time. And in doing so, it diminished the value of legendaries as a whole. Because once legendaries dropped for everyone, and once legendaries dropped all the time, they were no longer considered rare weapons. Legendaries used to be rare. They used to be rare. They were tricky to come by a lot of the time. Now, in Borderlands 3, it was so plentiful that it pretty much diminished its value because legendaries were literally a dime a dozen. That should have been, the common to uncommon to rare to epic and then legendary. Legendary was supposed to be the rarest to get, but also the most sought after because it was in a league all its own. But Borderlands 3 also had multiple guns that were of lower rarity, but were even better than legendaries, and thus diminished the value of certain legendaries even further. Because the way loot is supposed to work in Borderlands is that the higher up of the rarity you go, the better the gun. And that was the case for Borderlands 1, that was the case for Borderlands 2, that was the case for the pre-sequel, that was the case for Wonderlands. It wasn't the case for Borderlands 3 because there were so many games that made it so there were so many guns, not games. There were so many guns that kind of made it so that legendaries weren't always the go-to. Like, for instance, there was a grenade called the Cloning Maddening Tracker, or the Cloning Maddening, I forget what it's called. It's a purple grenade where it would split off into multiple grenades and would do tons and tons of damage, but it was a purple. And there wasn't really that many legendary grenades that could match up to it in power, to the point where people would rather have that type of grenade than any other. And there were certain guns that did well without them being legendary, to the point where some people would forego using legendaries in their loadouts some of the time. I know I use a lot of them for me. So Borderlands 3 kind of made it so that legendaries weren't as worthy of going after. Now, mind you, there were plenty of legendaries worthy of going after, but their value was diminished because of how often you would see them. And I am glad that they are addressing this in not only this deep dive, but also letting people know that, hey, we've changed up how legendaries are. Now they're going to be even better than they were before, and you're going to want to go after them. Because we diminished their value in Borderlands 3. I'm glad they addressed that. I wonder if the person with two blades works like Krieg's buzz axe, just swinging. I don't know.
For
we
instance,
only saw
this flat-off assault
Vex's
rifle
skill tree.
features a Torg mag, Hyperion shield, and a Molly 1 elemental switch.
Favorite manufacturer?
The possibilities are truly endless.
Now, here's another one.
To support playing with your favorite manufacturer,
So, here we have enhancement slots for Torg Elemental Explosiception. Explosiception. Weapons with Torg licensed parts fire stickies that hit for a bonus 50% damage when first attached to an enemy. And does that also improve dude's skill, Rafa's skills? Because it says Action Fist down at the bottom.
we've added enhancements. This new type of gear replaces
Ripper, Precise Marksman's High Roller. High Roller, weapons with Ripper licensed parts increase weapon damage by 2% for each consecutive shot fired for a max of 25 stacks. And we see Airstrike right there. 30% aiming down sights proficiency and 30% accuracy.
artifacts and provides bonuses to specific
Here's another one. Jacobs. Ooh, I'm going to keep an eye out for this one. Critical Elemental Leaper. Weapons with Jacobs licensed parts gain a 40% chance to ricochet non-critical bullets. Now, you know I love me some Jacobs.
manufacturers. Take my current enhancement. It adds a kill bonus to all guns with Daedalus parts, along with more reload speed and critical damage. This lets you min-max your build around your favorite manufacturer, immediately turning just okay guns into amazing weapons.
Finally, we've heard your feedback, and we've overhauled our drop rates and loot across the game. We've worked hard to make sure all our gear feels better than ever, while also making rarity matter again. This makes for our most satisfying loot chase ever. And at the top of everything are legendaries. These have always had unique effects that you won't find on any other piece of gear. But in Borderlands 3, they drop too often. This not only devalued legendaries, it made everything feel less valuable. In our new system, not only do all guns feel great, but now legendaries will truly be special events. We've added the magic back to our loot chase, and we know you'll love grinding all that great gear on Kairos.
But let's get back to combat so I can show you my favorite thing, Ordnance. This is the new gear slot for grenades and heavy weapons like rocket launchers. Instead of taking up a gun slot and ammo, Ordnance now has cooldown timers. No more saving the big guns for boss fights. Now you can blow stuff up as often as you want.
Before we go further, let's talk a little bit about action skills. Every Vault Hunter has a set of 3.
This is my bread and butter right here. This is my weakness. This is how you get me to keep playing endlessly.
Unique action skills. These are class-defined.
So, action skill. Incarnate. Vex creates a phase explosion, dealing damage to nearby enemies and fully restoring her health. She can heal herself when she does this? What? Creates a phase explosion, dealing damage to nearby enemies and fully restoring her health. While active, Vex can use Eldritch Blast and gains increased movement speed. Eldritch Blast. Press L1 to fire an Eldritch Blast from her offhand, dealing damage to nearby enemies on impact. Dealing gun damage reduces Eldritch Blast's cooldown. Press and hold L1 to end Incarnate early, partially refunding cooldown.
Abilities with devastating effects. Up until now, I'd been using Incarnate to deliver powerful phase blasts. But let's...
So we have Incarnate, and now we have Phase Familiar. Vex is joined by her minion Trouble. When killed, Trouble will respawn after a cooldown. Press L1 to teleport Trouble, dealing damage in an area. Trouble then transforms into a more elite enemy, fully restoring health and gaining increased damage for duration. Activating Phase Familiar will respawn Trouble if currently dead.
Switch it up to Phase Familiar and pull out Trouble.
So, on this particular skill tree, we have Hasty Friends. Vex and her minions gain increased movement speed and damage reduction. Let me listen to what this guy has to say before I start going down the list of all the stuff that I see.
As you can see, each action skill has its own branching skill tree, giving you more build freedom than ever before. On top of passive skills, you can further customize action skills with augments and capstones. These are socketed enhancements that add new behaviors and functions to your action skill.
Different builds completely change how combat plays out, resulting in near endless freedom to experiment. You can swap unlock augments or capstones on the fly, or completely respec your skill trees at hubs around Kairos.
This gives us a chance to talk about traits. Each Vault Hunter has a unique passive ability called a trait. For Vex, her action skills attune to the element of her equipped weapon. So by swapping guns, I can change Trouble's damage from kinetic to shock, fire, or any other elemental type.
And also, you can pet the cat.
Dead end.
All right, we're going to go back. We're going to go back through the skill tree.
Completely.
Look at all the things that he changed.
Deliver powerful phase blasts. But let's switch it up to Phase Familiar and pull out Trouble.
All right, just look at this skill tree. This is extensive. This is an extensive skill tree. This is big. If they allow me to see all of her skills, I would be so happy. But look at the skill tree. So, Hasty Friends, Vex and her minions gain increased movement speed and damage
As you
reduction.
can see, each action skill has its own branching skill tree, giving you more
Overpowered. Vex deals increased action skill damage the higher her health.
build freedom than ever before. On top of passive skills, you can
Blink Strike. Command skill. Press and hold L1 to command Trouble to blink strike target enemy dealing damage. Blink Strike always critically strikes enemies below 50% health.
further customize action skills with augments and capstones.
Hold on. You thought you were slick. You thought it was going to be too quick. But YouTube allows me to go back frame by frame. Overprotective kill skill. Vex and her minions gain overshield.
Capstone.
Violent Outburst. Command skill. Press and hold L1 to command Trouble to explode himself, dealing ordnance damage to all nearby enemies and restoring health to Vex. While Phase Familiar is active, sacrifice 33% of its maximum health instead.
These are socketed enhancements that add new behaviors and functions to your action skill.
Different builds complete.
Hold on. You ain't slick. Let me see what that skill is. Let me see what that is. Vex's kill skill gains increased effectiveness. This skill is called Mourning. And this is just the Phase Familiar tree. I want to see what that green tree is, the one with the wings.
Completely change how combat plays out, resulting in near endless freedom.
And this looks like a capstone tree. Trouble Bubble. Trouble now gains overshield whenever he deals damage. He gains shields just by dealing damage? While Phase Familiar is active, Trouble gains an elemental aura. Oh, this dude gets an aura that starts to kill enemies around him. He's gonna be killing enemies by jumping on them and just by being near them. While Phase Familiar is active, Trouble gains an elemental aura, dealing ordnance damage over time to nearby enemies. Overshield gain 80% of damage dealt, and aura damage 31 every 0.5 seconds.
Freedom to experiment. You can swap unlock augments or capstones on the fly, or completely respec your skill trees at hubs around Kairos.
This gives us a chance to talk about.
And Phase, this is the traits. Phase Covenant. Vex is attuned to the elemental type of her current gun, converting all action skill and melee damage into that type. So no more picking a setting or picking an augment in your skill tree to change your element for a siren. That is just flat out the trait. It is based on the gun you're using.
About traits. Each Vault Hunter has a unique passive ability called a trait. For Vex, her action skills attune to the element of her equipped weapon. So by swapping guns, I can change Trouble's damage from kinetic to shock, fire, or any other elemental type.
And also, you can pet the cat.
Dead end. Or is it? Let's see where this vent takes us. Gods. Are those test tubes?
I'm down. But thankfully, our fight for your life mechanic makes a return. Of course, I could have avoided it in the first place if I had just used my ref kit. This new piece of gear provides health and other buffs, like temporarily boosting my elemental damage, rate of fire, or movement speed.
I'm almost afraid to ask what's in the tube.
Oh, look at these guys. Are those crystals growing out of them?
By the way, if you're looking to experience the story again or just grind for loot, we've added full mission and boss replay. That's right, no more save loading to run bosses. Now you can return to the arena and use Moxie's big encore machine to spawn another run.
But we'll talk more about endgame later. For now, let's jump ahead and show you something truly badass. In Borderlands 4, our bosses are bigger and better than ever, putting all your new skills, gear, and abilities to the ultimate test.
Whoa. Spoilers. That's enough of that for now. But we look forward to showing you much more this June at our first hands-on gameplay event.
And from everyone at Gearbox, thank you for joining us.
Yep, we're playing this. We're playing this. We're playing this. We're playing this. This was good. Yep. I'm looking to see if they updated anything on Borderlands, like the site, maybe, but apparently not. Oh well. It's all good, though. This was good. This was a good showcase. This was a good showcase. I got to see gameplay. I got to see how guns work, the new gun formula that they got going on. I got to see all of that. That was good. That was good. Hold on, let me refresh my stream page, make sure we're good. Because we're still fine. We're still fine. But that was a really good showcase. Just the overall feel of it, just gameplay wise. It's such a wide open area now. It's such a wide open area, so much space to visit. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have some fun with this. This did exactly what I needed it to do, and I am way more excited to play this Siren, to play Vex. I can't just say the Siren or the Siren character anymore. We know her name. Her name is Vex. Yeah, she's definitely going to be the first character that I play. We don't know the name of the two other characters quite yet, but I'm pretty sure we're going to learn in June. So, wow. So we're going to learn more about Borderlands in June. I'm getting my Switch in June. It is going to be very, very busy in June. And then July is going to be busy because of Donkey Kong. August, I don't know, but after August, September, it is going to be Borderlands month. So I'll probably need to play Borderlands 3 in August instead, simply because Borderlands 4 comes out in September so early. I'm probably gonna need to play that sooner. So yeah, July will be Donkey Kong month because of Donkey Kong Bonanza, but August will probably be the month that I mess around and play Borderlands 3 again in preparation for Borderlands 4 coming out in September. You know, get the game fresh in people's minds so we can look at what worked in Borderlands 3, what didn't work in Borderlands 3, and how Borderlands 4 is going to improve on many complaints that people have had for the game. And I'm really excited to see just how far them fixing stuff goes as far as the game is concerned, especially concerning, legendaries, their drop rate, and the overall value. August is Lost Soul Aside. Yeah, you're right. Because Lost Soul Aside was supposed to come out in May. Lost Soul Aside was supposed to come out in May. But now it's been delayed all the way until August. So, I mean, I'll figure out something. Well, actually, Godjiel, I'll wait. Because if you play it before I do, I'll wait until I hear from your lips whether or not it's something I should play or not. If not, then I'll just play Borderlands 3 in preparation for Borderlands 4 for September. But I may end up playing Lost Soul Aside, but we'll have to see. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Overall, this showcase gave me enough information to go off on. I have so many questions. The little robot that follows us that can direct us to our next objective will be able to scan areas, so we'll be able to find stuff. Delay and do it right versus rush and mess it up. Yeah, because I've played plenty of games where they rushed it out and it was a poor product. From Marvel's Avengers to Mass Effect Andromeda. Honestly, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is in that list as well. As much as I love that game, it could have been so much better. But yeah, better for a game to be delayed so it can be polished even more, rather than you putting out a product that is subpar and then you're stuck having to do update after update after update in order to improve upon it, and it doesn't wind up being that much better than it was before. So, but yes, this was a good, even though 20 minutes is minuscule in the grand scheme of things, especially when it comes to showcases. 20 minutes is enough time, but it leaves you wanting more. And I want to know more about all the other skill trees that she has. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean she does this? What do you mean she jumps up in the air and she sprouts wings like that? What do you mean? Is she a necromancer? Is she a vampire? I have so many questions about the design of how her powers work. Wait, did she just point her finger? Did she just point her finger at that? That's what the detonate is. You hit someone with that orb, it stays on them, and then she just goes, pew, and then the orb explodes and takes them with them. Like, look, she throws the orb, it sticks to the enemy, she detonates it, and kills the enemy. And then she gets to throw it again at another individual. And if they're still alive, she gets to detonate that too. I need to know more about what she can do. Kitty, you already see that she's got her own personal cat familiar that she can use. That can basically, you know how I showed you that clip of Cora Prime in Warframe, and it had Venari, the cat that was going along with her, plus I had a second cat with me. That reminds me of that. How it can go around and attack people. That reminds me of that. Overall, yeah, I like this deep dive, and I definitely want to know more. Would you like to know more? Yes, I would. Even though we got a couple of glimpses of skills for her skill tree, for her phase familiar, I really wanted to see whatever what was it called? Incarnate? I think it was called Incarnate. That her Incarnate skill tree. And the skill tree is so big. Like, hold on. Let me go over to the actual skill tree itself. The skill tree is huge for each option, because you get 3 options. You get phase familiar, you get Incarnate, and then you get that third one off to the side. But the skill tree is so big already. Matter of fact, let's pull up the Borderlands 3 skill tree. For example, let's go to Amara's skill tree. So for Amara's skill tree, for her, this is what you see each individual, Brawl, Mystical Assault, Fist of the Elements, and Enlightened Force. Looking down each individual tree, you had 3, 6, 9, 1, 3, 1, and that was basically the entirety of the skill tree itself. That was basically the entire skill tree itself. But here, it is literally, I want to say, hold on, let's actually count how many skills are in the Brawl tree. So we have 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Just in one particular category, 14 skills. In one particular category for Vex, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. 37 skills in one category. 37! Borderlands 3 had 14. This one has 37. Let me count again to make sure that my count is good. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do it individually. We're going back to elementary school. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. 37! 37! Let me go back and let's see if I can catch her in the incarnate tree to see if it has the same amount. $37 for the phase familiar. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. 37! 37 different skill points and capstones. That is almost twice the size. It is just one number shy of being twice the size of an average skill tree in Borderlands 3. And that is just one category. That's just one category. If there's 14 skills per tree, like if you look down this list, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Some of them have 13, some of them have 14. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, the only one that has the most skills is an average of 14 to 13 to 14 skills. On average. If I go over to Flack, let me check his. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So on average, 12 to 14 max skills within a skill tree. And Borderlands 4 has 37 in each. No, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, I can't wait to see what all she does, because I'm looking at this skill tree now, and it looks like I see some healing skills in there. The one that's off to the side that has 2 out of 3, and the one below it that has 1 out of 5. That specifically looks like healing skills, and I cannot wait to see how I can optimize Vex. They didn't even show Rafa. They just describe what he can do. He can digistruct different types of weapons, and he can use dual blades and just basically spin dash through enemies and slice them apart. But we mainly just focused on Vex, and I'm glad they focused on the Siren first. Yeah, I ain't got nothing else to say, except I am looking forward to more from Borderlands, and the moment they show us a full skill tree with each individual skills of these characters, part of me actually doesn't want to look at it until I get the game in my hand, so that way I can just be shocked at what the skills actually are. And also, I want to know more about legendaries and just how much better they are compared to how they've been in Borderlands 3. Because I feel like legendaries were good in 1, they were good in 2. 3 is when they faltered with legendaries as a whole, and it looks like they've learned their lesson from 3 and have been working to make sure that legendaries are back on top of being some of your best options for the game overall. So that's what it looks like to me. But overall, this was a good deep dive. And looking at my playback, while my video is no longer skipping anymore, it's still getting blurry from time to time. So that's something I definitely need to fix so it can stop getting blurry, because I'm not running into any more frame rate issues. But I am running into like little issues where it's just getting blurry after a certain couple of seconds. So I'll work on it for myself. But other than that, this was a good showcase, and I'm looking forward to what else they have in store. We will be playing Borderlands 4 in September, but of course, we got other things we're going to be playing beforehand. Doom is next. Then after that, my Nintendo Switch 2 is next. Then after that, Donkey Kong is next. Then after that, possibly Lost Soul aside, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And then after that, Borderlands 4 in September. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. I can't wait to enjoy it with all of you. And I feel like I'm approaching, 3 years? 3 years being, I can help again if needed. Oh yeah, I'll definitely be probably doing a test stream, and we can both figure out what's going on specifically. What helped was I switched the encoder, which went from being very, very spotty to being able to, at least you guys can hear me and I'm moving and it's not buffering anymore, but still the image just keeps getting blurrier and blurrier from time to time, and that's actually something that I definitely want to fix for the future. Not unless I need to mess with the quality on OBS as a whole. I think it might just be something that, because I'm looking at the imagery, and it doesn't look like the image quality has gone down at all. Like, I keep saying blurry, but you guys, has the image been blurry? Almost 4 years. Yeah, almost 4 years being a full-time YouTuber. Also, I got a video that I gotta show you guys once I am done here, because you won't believe what came to me in the mail today. You won't believe it at all. But I'm not going to say anything more. I'm going to let the video explain everything that just went down today. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys haven't said anything about the image being blurry or anything, so it might just be me trying to look at it on my PS5 just because I want to have the playback, and it might just be that. So it feels like the image quality really hasn't dipped. It really hasn't dipped to an absurd degree, which is good, but it's also something that I want to continue to fix. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you. It's been a bit blurry for me. Okay, so that's something that I need to fine tune, because it shouldn't be blurry at all. I didn't have this problem beforehand, so I'm going to have to fix that. I'm going to have to fix that before my next session, because I don't want the beginning after the end to be blurry, even though people mainly just listen to my voice. But at the same time, I want to fix this so you guys never have to hear me say what's going on with my stream. It's not acting right. I need to fix that, so that's what I'm going to be prioritizing. But that'll be after I upload this video that I'm about to show you guys. But I'm done. This has been me reacting to the Borderlands official gameplay deep dive, and it was a good deep dive. And listening to them, I am incredibly hopeful that this will be leagues better than Borderlands 4, both narratively and gameplay-wise, and endgame content-wise, and just overall gameplay loop-wise. Looking forward to it. September's going to be amazing, and I only have all of you to thank for basically supporting me, so that way I can keep giving you the content that you all love. I'm done for this evening. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later. later, peoples.